Lincoln City Mortician arrested, charged with body theft, abuse, and more. 30 years later, ex-mortician dies from self-inflicted gunshot wound. Good evening, I'm Tim Detour. Welcome to 360 Oregon 1, your trusted source for historic news. Tonight we bring you a special report which has remained in the shadows for decades, making national news on October 16th, 1984. Sweeney Gray is standing by with more details.
Now, Dale Almsberg was Lincoln City's one and only funeral home director. Dale was known to his friends as a kind-hearted man who had a lot of heart and very little business sense. He did funerals and he did cremations from his business, which is now an antique store. Dale would tell people, if you can't pay, that's okay. Bring your loved one in, I'll take care of them, we'll bury them now, and you can pay later. He actually became a little bit infamous for this saying, bury now, pay later. But it turns out that the people who brought their loved ones in for burial would pay in a different way than just financial. One day in the year of 1985, it was reported by locals that there was a very bad smell coming from the crematorium / the funeral home. And the police were called, and they had finally had so many complaints that they could do nothing but finally investigate them. They figured that it would be no big deal. Dale was really well known and respected. When the police arrived at the crematorium, many of them saw things that they say they dream about still. They went downstairs to investigate the smell, and they discovered bodies upon bodies, piled and unembalmed in boxes and plastic bags. The deceased loved ones of the residents of Lincoln City had not been put to rest. They were left to rot in the basement of this place. Dale was taken in. He was given 25 days in jail, and he was also put through rigorous hypnosis, lie detector tests, and truth serums in order to try and figure out where the other bodies he had taken were stored. People began checking the ashes of their loved ones only to find out that they had not actually received cremated ashes, but they had received nothing but mere fireplace ashes. In order to get out of jail, Dale was offered immunity from any further jail time or any further prosecution of his crimes if he would tell where the other bodies were. So, on a rainy night, throughout various cemeteries in the city, Dale showed 11 different graves to the policemen that had been filled with 35 different bodies. The most people that he had put into one grave was 7 people who he had chopped up and put into one single casket. The police chief at the time says that he still has nightmares about this event.
Thank you, Sweeney. In the trial, Almsberg's attorney, Stephen Lovejoy, read a written statement from Dale, and this is what it said. How does one apologize for such a terrible thing that has happened, except to say, I am sorry. I didn't want it to happen. I make no excuses. I hope and pray that you will forgive me. Almsberg was ordered to pay $18,400 in restitution to the families, required to undergo psychiatric help, and 200 hours of community service. Sentenced to 5 years probation, Dale and his family were receiving death threats and was ordered by the judge to leave Lincoln County for personal safety. From crimes Dale Almsberg committed, Oregon laws impose stricter standards on crematoria regulations. In the 1985 session, state law requires that bodies be buried or cremated within 10 days of death. Bodies are now required to be tracked through extensive paperwork and a stainless steel tag. A deputy medical examiner assigned to remain with the investigation after death are resolved and no longer medical examiner's responsibility. In 1985, when the Omsburg case finally closed, there was still 14 bodies unaccountable for. Dale Omsburg engaged in unethical and illegal practices, mishandling and improperly disposing of bodies without families' consent, leading to a deep breach of moral trust and dignity. We continue our story with an exclusive interview with Mari Christensen, the current owner of Coastal Treasures Antiques and Collectibles, building formerly known as Pacific View Memorial Chapel, owned by the ex-mortician Dale Omsburg.
Hi, I'm Mari Henby from Coastal Treasures here on the beautiful Oregon coast. Welcome to our store and our haunted funeral home. Construction people scared off because the mortuary tables would slide across the top floor and just start sliding toward them. And police officers who told us that has happened to them too here. We experienced that the very first month that we were here. If you look up above there, this is the original elevator for the caskets and the gurneys. It actually still runs. That did go all the way down. The elevator service shows right there that this was the elevator was installed. So we'll keep that up there. And you can see the mechanisms in the pulley system on it. But I found it on the floor. And the glass had shattered. And look at the name.
What is it?
Dale Omsburg.
Yeah, well.
Matter of fact, our black and white cat, I don't know if she's down there, she's been obsessed with going down there. Obsessed. Because whatever's behind that door likes our cats down there. I can honestly tell you they've never harmed any of the cats. The cats have gotten down there. They're very drawn. They will all be lined up sitting in front of this mortuary door. And they definitely want to go down there. Whatever's down there doesn't harm them. They feel very comfortable with them, but we're not comfortable with it. It's not them being comfortable, it's us not being comfortable with it. We just don't want that because it's freaky. So this is the original mortuary door. It's a mess. We don't let the public down there. Eventually we'll open it up, but I want to show you this. This is a quartz rosary. A rose quartz rosary. A friend of ours gave it to us because we got sick and tired of. We have crosses we're gonna throw up here too. It's because this door keeps opening, and even though I locked this door,
Is it still open?
it will still open. So we'll wake up at night, feel a breeze in our bedroom because we keep our bedroom door open. At night we're not closed up. We like to know what's coming for us. And sure enough, this stupid door will be open. We have to check it. We check it at least several times a day because this door likes to open up. The original crematorium was on this wall. The drains are over there, so I think they cut them up there. This goes pretty far back that way. Along the wall, I have shelving right now. The reason why we have the shelving there is one of two reasons. One, as we were moving in here, we could see shapes of bodies stacked up along that wall. So what happened is when you die, your body decomposes, all your memory cells go into a surface. So that's why whenever you look at crime scene stuff, sometimes you see outlines of bodies and it's permanent. You can wash it off, scrub it off, and the stuff doesn't come off. It's because it permeates into whatever material it is that is. So along that wall, there's short figures, tall figures, bent knees, and that whole wall is pretty damn scary.
Dale Omsburg's story doesn't end here, making headlines news once again 30 years later on May 9th, 2013. Omsburg was involved in a separate incident in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where he was accused of assaulting a woman he knew with a stun gun. After a struggle, the victim was able to get to the front door, and Omsberg let her go and fled the scene. A search was launched in Omsberg's neighborhood. After 2 hours police standoff at Omsberg's residence, Socastes, South Carolina, officers heard a gunshot. A SWAT team stormed Dale's house and found him barely breathing. He rushed to the hospital and died the next day from too much loss of blood from the self-inflicted gunshot wound. Omsberg obituary reads, long-time Cut Bank resident and business owner Dale Patrick Omsberg Sr. passed away on May 10, 2013 in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the age of 63. He was born on January 4th, 1950 in Cut Bank, Montana. Dale was a veteran who loved to hunt and fish. He leaves behind 2 children, 2 grandchildren, and 2 brothers. Some people remember Dale Omsberg as a loving husband, father, brother, and patriotic. Loved ones of the deceased were outraged by his breach of trust as the town's mortician, gross negligence in handling the dearly departed, as well as assaulting a woman acquaintance of his, wounding the moral fabric of 2 communities. Dale struggled with inner demons that haunted him. No matter how dark the night, there is always a dawn waiting to break through shining hope of redemption, forgiveness, and healing. Never lose sight of your true light that is within our very souls. Thank you for joining us in this special report. Until next time, your adventure awaits with 360 Oregon One. This is Tim Detour signing off for now.